Today I'm going to be making Crockpot French Dip Sandwiches. This is a meal that we have never had here at home, and so it sounds really simple. I got this recipe from myheavenlyrecipes.com. I will link it below in case you want to make this for yourself. All you need is one medium chopped onion. You can use red, yellow, whatever, it's gonna be good. You need a 2.5 pound roast. I bought a chuck roast because that was easy to get a hold of at Kroger. You need 1 can of French onion soup and 1 can of beef broth. These are both Campbell's, and we bought both of those at Walmart. You need some hoagie buns. We use the Pepperidge Farm. And you need 8 slices of provolone cheese, and we just bought the Boarhead, but you can get any brand you want. So we're not going to need the buns or the cheese right now. I'll put those back up, but you are going to use your crock pot, and I have my crock pot on high, and the first thing I'm going to do is lose half my onions to the floor. And I'm going to put those onions in the crock pot. I picked my onions up off the floor, washed them off, put them in the crock pot, so no onions were thrown away. Okay, so now we want to take our roast and just lay it on top of our onions, and then we're going to pour our can of beef broth over the top and our French onion soup over the top. And we're gonna put the lid on this, and we're gonna let it sit here and cook on high for about 6 hours. This has been in the crock pot for about 3.5 hours. I have not touched it, have not opened the lid or anything.
Steam.
So it smells really good.
It's really strong.
Yes, nice and oniony. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over. So I think it's always a good time about halfway through your cook to turn it over about halfway. And you can see all of those onions, they're just falling apart. They're very tender. So this will cook for several more hours before we're ready to eat it. I have preheated the oven to 400 degrees, and I'm gonna get us some of these hoagie buns out of here. And I'm gonna look at them to see how they open. Okay, these are fine for me. Are they good for you? Okay, so I've got a cookie sheet here with parchment paper, and that's just so because I don't want to have to clean my pan. But I'm gonna cut these open just a little bit more. And
sometimes they're better than others.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put these in the oven to just get crispy, a little bit crisp, probably for about 5 minutes on 400 degrees.
Ooh, steam.
So our roast is finished cooking, and it's gotten to the point where it's just, it's gonna fall apart. You see, like I don't even have to do anything to it. It smells incredible. So I'm going to take it out and put it on my cutting board if I can. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just, it falls apart. It smells wonderful. But what I'm gonna end up doing, I can show you, is you don't want a huge hunk like that on your sandwich. So I'm just gonna cut this like that into strips like that. And then we'll be able to put it on our sandwich like that. And I also want to have it out of the crock pot because you don't want all that juice. You don't want it to get your bread wet. We had this in the oven for about 4 minutes, and it's gotten a little crust over the top of it. So now we want to take our provolone cheese, and it's really thin slices. So you want to take that and put it right in the center. And we're going to put 2 per sandwich, like this. And I like how they have the little separators in here.
Makes it nice.
Cheese. Yeah, it makes it really nice. And so now I'm gonna put some meat on each one of these sandwiches. And then we're gonna put it back in the oven for probably another 5 minutes. Just to give the cheese a chance to melt. I turned my crock pot off, but now what you want to do is you want to get a little bowl, and then you want to get some juice. And I want onion in mine. Do you want onion in yours?
Yeah, you can put a little onion in mine. What you did there is perfect.
I'm going to use this spoon, and I'm going to take these onions out of here because I hadn't thought about it before. But I want to be able to put some of these onions on the sandwich because I mean that's why you cooked them. And if you're not putting them on the sandwich now, you're gonna lose them all. So I want to when those come out of the oven, this is still hot enough to where when these come out of the oven, I'm gonna add some onion to our sandwiches. So I'm gonna take some of my onions, and I'll let Kevin make his own sandwich up the way he wants to. But I'm gonna make sure that I get some onion on mine and just put it together like that. And there we go. So we have the sandwich and we have that. So we're gonna take a bite of this, probably get a little bit messy. And then I'm gonna tell you some of the differences between the recipe and how I did things, because I did do things a little bit differently. But I want to try this while it's good and hot. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. And that's without dipping it in the juice.
Oh, I want this every night. Oh my gosh.
It's very good.
That is so incredible. You know what? I only made myself one bun. I want another one.
Dip it in your juice. I tell you what makes a big difference is the roast has a really good flavor to it. The onions make a huge difference.
Yes. That makes, imagine if I had left those in that crock pot and hadn't got them and put them on top. That would be a mistake.
Dip it in there. I used to get the French dip at Arby's.
That's nuts.
And I always liked it. It's very messy, but it's always been really good.
That is wonderful.
With the juice? You like
I
that?
mean, where have these been all my life? Wow.
It's really good. The good thing is too, you're not putting the juice on the whole sandwich all at one time and making it soggy. You're dipping it just a little bit at a time to get just all that flavor. I bet you the sodium in here though is like all the just blow the roof away.
Wow.
Because you use two things at Campbell's. Anything that touches the Campbell's name has 1,000 milligrams of sodium in it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
and I'm
incredible.
sure it does. Well, you would have to get like a beef broth that like a no sodium or low sodium beef broth, which I do make, if you wanted to do that. But you don't have to. This tastes wonderful.
Well, let me just tell you. I bought the roast that I always buy when I'm having roast and potatoes, vegetable soup, whatever. And I would totally buy my roast again, which is a chuck roast. I love a chuck roast, and I like it because it has a little bit of there's some fat on there. We like the fat. We like that part. We're not going to cut that off like these chefs and throw it away. Heck no, it's good. That's where the flavor's at. But this recipe is telling you to cook it in the crock pot for 6 hours and then cut it and then put it back in the crock pot for another 2 hours. Well, heck, you saw it was falling apart. It's literally falling apart so much I can hardly get it out of the crock pot. And so you don't need to do that. I have never had a roast.
I wonder if you used a different roast. Maybe it would be more lean.
They are recommending a rump roast. I did not see any roast at Kroger that said rump roast. Maybe if you use it, yeah, it might be it must be tougher or something. Because I'm telling you, that chuck roast just, you saw how it falls apart. And so I've never in my life had a roast that took 8 hours to cook.
No.
And so it just does not take that long. And usually it's like 5 hours, you know, something like that.
And
so
most of the time, Tammy doesn't add liquid.
I don't add any liquid at all to mine.
I think that French onion soup really does add a lot of flavor.
I put it in there dry. Oh, listen, I'm going to rethink everything now because this is like wonderful. Absolutely 5 out of 5. Love this. We will definitely be having this again. This is absolutely wonderful.
Wasn't hard to make either.
No, it's so easy. I love it. I wouldn't change anything.
I think the only thing that you could change the flavor a little bit is the cheese. Provolone cheese is not a really flavorful cheese. So if you wanted a different kind of cheese, you could probably try a different cheese. But I mean,
like Swiss?
Yeah, something's just a stronger flavor to it, just to make it stand out a little bit more. But you don't have to by any means. It's really good the way it is, and you get the texture of the cheese. You just don't get a lot of the flavor. Yeah. It's really good.
I'm a huge fan.
Them saying slice it and then put it back, first of all, I wouldn't put it back. But if it's sliced and it's done, I guess maybe that's easier to put on a sandwich if it's in a slice. Whereas this is almost, it's not quite to the point of being pulled beef, but it could be. I mean, we could have pulled it and it would have been the same difference. But I do like it chunky.
And I like those Pepperidge Farm hoagie buns.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah, toasting them was a key though. Toast them.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them untoasted, but toasting them
didn't take very long at all.
Yeah, I like the way that we did that part.
You could put them in the air fryer too if you wanted to toast them. They put them in the air fryer, toast them up as well.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is the first time. Like we've been married forever, and I've never made anything like this before. And I love this. We will definitely be having these again. So if you make these, if you put something different cheese, whatever, feel free. Tell us how you make yours. But I love this. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.